Okay, so this week we're talking about host coaching, and Johnny's just let us know that he has cooking and virtual shows coming up. Host coaching is something we try to talk about on a pretty constant basis. So I don't think we're going to come up with anything tonight that is like something that you all haven't heard before. But I'm going to tell you a couple of things from this program that I really like, and then I would love to hear just some things that you all feel that you're doing that are effective. First of all, there are a couple of scripts in this training that I think are really good. The first one are some words that you say when you book the party. And I think sometimes these are things that we overlook. We just get the date on the calendar. We're excited somebody's booked a show, and we might not always take advantage of that time right when we're booking to say some of the things that make a big difference in the party. And this is, quite honestly, whether you're on the phone with her, booking it on the phone, or if you're at the party and you're scheduling that. But like I say, the script is on the training, the Director Bound training for call number 3. But the first thing that you should ask your new hostess is, what did you love about the party? What did you love about it? And
why would that be important? Either of you, Summer or Johnny, why would that be important?
Because it helps them connect to the excitement of being at a party and remembering the experience of the party, and it gets them back into that frame of mind.
Correct.
It helps you know what to remind them of whenever you're talking to them.
It also can help you know what direction to really hone in on. Some people may say, I loved all the information that you gave us. I just love those tips. I'm not real confident in the kitchen, and I just feel like that really helped me out. And then you need to really have some of that for their party. Or they may just say, I haven't gotten together with my friends for a while, and it was just so much fun. And so then you're going to emphasize that fun aspect of her party as well. So I feel like it can help in so many ways. But I think the number one way is it is going to keep her excitement going, which is the most important thing. So the next question you're going to ask the hostess or host is, so what do you want to get out of your party? Is there a certain product? Is there whatever? And again, this is for her benefit or his benefit to help them be excited, right? And I think a lot of times I've skipped over, I definitely always say, what are you wanting? What's your goal? What products do you want? But I think really just bringing them back to what did you love about the party is something that, after years and years and years, I need to make sure that I bring them back to. Yes?
Yes.
So, although the host coaching is going to start here, it's so minimal. For an example, you're going to have a great party when there are 15 guests there, and it's going to take 40 invitations to get to the 15. Just some of those basic things that we've heard over and over again. And that's not really going to be giving her specifics, but it's just going to help her get that basic vision of what her show should look like and what she should start striving for. And then those fun things, whatever excited her most about the party, whatever she wants for free, those are the things that she should talk to her guests about. And just tell her that.
Are you going to get into the marketing statistics and specifics and things like that, Tina?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so a couple of things that I always make sure when there goes Johnny.
I bumped a button on my computer, and I was starting to talk all of a sudden in the background, and I wanted to get it cut off, and so I lost myself.
I hate when I lose myself.
Hey there for a second.
I do hate when I lose myself.
Me
I
too.
do that often. Okay, so a couple of critical statistics that I always love to share in the area of marketing is, first of all, and this came true again this week. Hostess was one of the ones who and she booked 10 days out from the I Love My Pampered Chef, post a number, whatever. So she was one, and her party is this coming up Thursday. So before she even got the packet, I went ahead and set up her event on Facebook and set it up, in the website, sent her little red stamp invitation, et cetera, et cetera. So I started seeing all these people say, oh, can't come, going to be here, going to be there, this, blah, blah, blah. It was like post after post after post on the event wall. And I'm going, oh my God, I got to get to her because she's freaking out right now. And so I told her right from the get-go, like when I finally got her on the phone, I said, okay, Kim, just so you know, we always share that the marketing gurus say you're going to hear your nose right away. So it's okay that you're going to hear your nose right away. And she goes, oh, good. She goes, I was freaking a little bit. And I said, it's the yeses that aren't going to come until a day or two before the party. So we're going to continue to stay on that wall. You're going to continue to invite and this and that and the other. And she's turned out to be a really good host so far. And we're going down that path and doing the things. And so I think she'll still have a good party. I went live on her event Friday, and she had like 29 people view the live little clip there, which is one of the other things I was going to share about as well. But anywho, that's one of the biggest things I love to share right from the get-go is do not freak out. You're going to start hearing the no's right away. And the yeses aren't going to come until 2 to 3 days before the party. So I always share with them that I'm not going to set their menu until that time. So that gives me one last chance to go get that reminder out, get that, the different ways that we share with them to get that out. Private messages, texting, picking up the phone and calling, etc. So that was one thing I wanted to share. And to let them know that they need to invite 4 to 5 different ways still today. I mean, this past week I had some issues with my email and I wasn't getting emails on the phone with AT&T. And so the kicker is you may send an email and nobody gets it. You may send a Facebook and, that'll change, as much as we breathe, Facebook changes. And right. And so there's just, I always tell them, don't let Facebook be the be all end all. Even if it's a virtual party on Facebook, don't let Facebook be the be all end all. So that's another big one now in our host coaching. And, this is one of my favorite topics to always talk about is host coaching, and that it is ever dynamic. It is always changing. What we said, oh, good Lord, what I said a year ago is even different one than I said, what I said 2 months ago is still different because of Facebook. And, but then there are still some.
A year ago,
what'd you say?
A year ago, Kim, you didn't even talk about Facebook. Hardly.
I certainly didn't talk about virtual parties. That's for sure. So, in Facebook,
go ahead and talk about that going live on the Facebook event.
Okay. So one of the biggest things and the really big changes came about in January and again some in March about the exposure of Facebook in a private event. And so to try to get around that, I tell them that there were huge changes in January, huge changes in March, and we've got to do everything we can to kind of get around a loop so that your party gets more exposure. And so those are some of the words I actually say now. And so one of the things is telling them that kind of when you go live, it sort of trumps everything, that more people will get a notification. And more specifically, if the hostess goes live. I think it does if I go live, like the consultant goes live, but I think it really does if the hostess goes live. And
because she's friends with everybody on the invite list.
With all of the people. But even it'll trump it even if now I think as of about 3 or 4 weeks ago, if I post, then the people who have said they're going and said maybe get a notification. I think it has changed back to that, but I'm telling the hostess not really. Like the only post they're seeing is the ones that you post. And then
do you send her things to post? I'm sorry. Do you send her things to post?
I do, and I try to tell her just like, hey, if you'll just do anything live, like, hey, check out this product. I love it. It's so great. Okay, bye. Like anything, just anything that it will give their friends a notification. So that is some of the biggest things in Facebook. And then also the one thing I show them is on their event. Like I actually, when I'm on the phone, I'll say, can you get to your event? And I'll have them take a look at the inviteds and how you now can see who has seen it and who hasn't seen it. And so that they can reach out to those people who haven't seen it. Uh-oh, Johnny's about to lose himself again.
No, I'm just looking at an event.
Okay, so Johnny's about
You're piquing my curiosity, Kim.
Yeah, if you click on the invited and you scroll, you'll see underneath the names it says seen, and then all of a sudden there's nothing.
And it's like literally only a quarter maybe has seen it of what, and I don't care if it's 20 people or 200 people, usually only about a quarter has seen the invite.
And that really backs up what we're saying about, invite from 4 or 5 different ways.
Without it.
That really backs that up because they just think everybody's seen that invite and they're done. And that's a great tool for us. I don't know how long it'll stay there, but it is.
Yeah, because the message guest, there's an opportunity to message guests, and that has gone and come and gone and come. And, that can change that.
Can you do that anymore?
It's there now back on a computer or laptop. It is sometimes not on there on a mobile device. I have seen it on a phone, but not seen it on an iPad, and vice versa. So literally, I think it's, whatever the mood of the day for Facebook is.
Is that still in the same going, maybe an invited section down there where the guests are?
Yes. The difference is that this happened one day last week, is that now even the hostess can only message the people on the invited list that have seen the event. She can't even now message the people that haven't seen it. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah,
that's not true. That's not true on my Facebook event that I'm looking at.
She should be able to message everyone who's invited.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, it's different for every event because I am a guest in 2 different 31 parties. One of them I clicked going and was getting 0 notifications, and one of them I clicked maybe and got notified of every single thing that was posted. And I didn't change my settings for either one.
Oh, you mean you didn't change your notification?
Mm-hmm. I just clicked going for one and got no notifications. And I clicked maybe for the other one, and it was telling me every single time something was posted. So I don't think there's an across the board.
So are you friends with the consultant?
No, not for either one of them. I'm only friends with the host in both of them. Yeah.
Like
what I'm saying. The host, yeah. Yeah.
Are those Nella's and Sarah's?
One is Nella's, and then one's a friend that y'all.
Sarah's
I don't know
doing.
where Sarah's
Oh, is she?
Oh, I haven't gotten
Yeah.
invited to either.
Yeah,
So I think this is a great point to bring up right here. Facebook is a great tool. It is a really great tool for, and I'm talking about cooking shows. You know, this goes outside of the virtual parties. Facebook is a great tool to help in coaching and getting outside orders for the cooking show. But I think at some point, and even with a virtual party, you got to get your hostess's head out of Facebook. And you just have to get them thinking outside of Facebook. And the same way that we have the different platforms to invite, like calling and texting and email and Facebook. We also, I always talk to my hostess about making sure that they invite from different groups of people. You know, so often when someone's hosting a party, they think, well, I'm just going to invite the ladies I work with. Or I'm just going to, people, they get together all the time and I'm just going to invite them. Or I know you've all heard this, like, well, my tennis team gets together once a month, or my whatever gets together once a month. And I'm just going to invite those ladies. Whatever they group. And I just say, you know, of course we want them there, but you're going to have the most successful party, the most fun party, when you're inviting from different groups. You're inviting from your neighborhood, from your work, from your church, from your kids' friends, parents, and all these different groups. And people are making new friends there and meeting people. And those are always the best part. If you kind of paint that picture for them, it helps as well. But that's crucial. And as the consultant, if you have people from different groups there, you're going to get a lot more business. You're going to get a lot more bookings. I know we've all had those parties where just the tennis team was there, and then like, well, she booked, I'll just go to hers.
Yes.
And, they feel like they can't all book because all their friends are right there.
Same people coming to all the parties, yeah.
So help them think outside the box and encourage them to invite people who don't know each other.
And a couple of other tips is to get the hostess to take a recipe to work, like a Pampered Chef recipe and a Pampered Chef product, or just a recipe in a Pampered Chef product, and make it there. The lava cake for a dessert in the rock crock or the deep cover baker or something, if she's got that already, is to show something very simple like that. Or, you know, just something, she'll get a much better opportunity to get outside orders if they can't come, and drive up the value of each order to that $75 mark. Yeah. So that was another just a tip to share with her. And then for this, since we're recording this and everybody's going to hear it, is get your hostesses. I'm going to be advertising it on all of mine, is to get the guests to bring cans for local food bank. So it's another reason for them to have to remind them is, oh yeah, that's right, party is on such and such a date, and don't forget to bring your cans for the food bank. So I'm using that this summer as a way to get more folks. And anybody who brings a can, two cans that they're going to get in for a drawing. And it's going to be, again, a Season's Best, a citrus peeler, a quick cut paring knife, something like that. So
it definitely is something that'll make your hostess feel better about that reminder.
Right. And I may try that if it goes well this summer. I may just let that be a stand.
Well, and two, encouraging them to bring a recipe to work or something. What that is doing is that is expounding on what we started out with, which is finding out what she's excited about, what product she wants. What, you know, it's taking her excitement for Pampered Chef and a specific product and just expounding on that and letting her friends see how much she loves it. So yeah, that would make a huge impact.
I think at the end of the day, when her friends see that she loves it, I mean, that's how I sell stuff. I'm like, y'all, this is the best thing ever. Like, I'm not a salesperson. I'm just like, I love this thing. I use it all the time. It has changed my life. I mean, that's the thing.
That's why people buy.
Excited. I mean, it's all about that peer pressure, man.
It's why people buy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the first communication is just going to be bringing her back to her excitement. The next communication ideally is going to be 24 hours later. And the key to making that 24-hour call work is what?
Doing it.
Finding out when she is available so that you can do it. Yeah. Can you talk at work? Is morning or evening better? That 24-hour call, if it can happen, then that's going to make a huge impact. And that's where you're going to go over more of the details. And quite honestly, that is sometimes the last time I talk to her before her party. After that, so much of my host coaching has went to texting. And I just would have never believed I would say that. But, I mean, I have some that want to talk again on the phone, but and that's why it gives me even more of a reason to feel like I need to make sure I really cover my bases on that first phone call. And then after that, it's just converting back and forth on those text messages and sending her the rest of the information that she needs by email or whatever. Any other things y'all want to share that you feel like are working right now for host coaching?
Just keep it in contact. Like, don't go more than just a couple of days without at least being like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about your party. Or, oh my gosh, I just was getting my stuff together, or sending her something, because you don't want them to feel like you forgot about them, even though you haven't forgot about them. But if they don't hear from you, then they're like, well, maybe she doesn't care about my party.
That's so true.
I've been trying to be really, really good. Like every couple of days, at least send like a text message or something, email, and then a text message that says, hey, I emailed you.
And that's the advantage of the text messages and people being more comfortable with that, is that you can shoot them just a really quick something without taking up a lot of their time or yours, and just kind of keeping it in front of them a little bit more.
Right.
A couple things. One is that I think has been helping hold parties. For me, one has always been my confirmation letters. And then now with the confirmation letter, I'm putting a little Smarty roll and, writing a hand note that says, you're a Smarty and booked a party, and, that kind of thing. And, also, I've got some plates that I send if they've booked far out, then about, oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh, I love that. That's a plate.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a plate. They're leftover
awesome
from the
for the summer.
Yeah.
So,
Where
How
did
many
you get?
stamps do you have on that thing, girl?
they're old stamps, so they're not like full, like the forever stamps. So
Like, oh
I
my gosh.
have like a bajillion rolls of stamps. So I just.
Where did you get your baseball plates?
Party store. These are left over from Liam's birthday party. He had a baseball birthday party, and so I had like a whole bunch left over. So
Those are cute.
Yep, and so I got at Recipe Day, we talked a few things about Happy Mail, and that's going to be one of our trainings at our next team meeting is Happy Mail options. And so I went to the dollar store and found little bitty socks, white, so I could write on the sock if I wanted to, but that's going to be something I'm going to mail as well. It's like, this party's going to knock your socks off or something like that. And just mailing a single sock. I got 3 pairs, so that's 6 socks for $1. So I'm going to do that as well, and just different things to kind of keep in front. One thing I was going to mention is that
but can you hold that thought right there, and let's stop this and go back on. Okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep.